Welcome back, everybody, for the third match in the best-of-3 grand finals between Stephano, spawning this time in the 9 o'clock position, against his red Zerg opponent, DIMAGA, up in the 12. We are going to be watching this game take place on the map GSL Terminus, and we are so far 1-1 in this series, so definitely looking for an exciting match today. Hoping to break the tie moving forward. Could we go into two more games back-to-back winning for either player? Take the series in 4 games, or will we push it to 5? I guess we'll have to stay tuned and find out. And let's go over a little bit of information about the map, since this is a relatively new addition to the Starcraft 2 scene, at least in terms of pro tournament play. This is Terminus, GSL Terminus. It is, well, you can just see right here, space-themed map. Here's the main base area right here, leading down to the natural expansion. And heading further down, go down a ramp here, and you have access to a third base. Now, keep in mind this does have a reduced count of minerals, 5, and then 1 Vespene geyser right here. So you'll just want to keep that in mind when you're playing this and expanding to take your third. But the nice thing about this map is you can actually defend it right here. And this is the main entrance for land. Now, of course, up here there is a spot where Reapers, Colossi can run up and down and gain access to your main. But on the whole, this is where most of the action is going to be in terms of actually coming into your area. Heading out, you do have 4 expansions that litter the center of the map, and 4 Xel'Naga watchtowers. But keep in mind, this isn't like Tal'Darim, where the watchtowers are kind of up on a rise a little bit. These watchtowers are actually down the ramps right here and right here. So it can be pretty difficult to take them, especially if you have forces up here trying to assault. But it's certainly going to be an interesting game here, as this is probably going to be the most contested tower between these two players. It's just simple. You know, this is the one that's between the two, so you guys don't need me to tell you that. Let's actually look at the players here. We can see Stephano going ahead with that early expansion first. This is something that's pretty popular on this map because you could see the overall map size is big. It's very freaking big. So the chances of your opponent finding you are a little bit lower than, say, trying to execute this strategy on Xel'Naga Caverns. So I'm not surprised that we have both of these players going for this early expansion right off the bat. Now, we can see gas is pretty similar for both players. Obviously, DIMAGA did get it a little bit earlier than his opponent. I think it's also kind of interesting. He's letting his money kind of tick up there to 400. Probably going to get the metabolic boost upgrade. Yep, switch that on right there. And then probably a queen, so we're going to see that go down. And also got a couple of Zerglings heading out as well. So this is a pretty standard opening. I do like that. Looking over here, Stephano actually going ahead immediately upon the spawning pool's completion, dropping down a Roach Warren. I think this is actually a very interesting play that we're going to see here from Stephano. He may just decide to go ahead and put a couple drones on here and then start dedicating all of the larvae to roaches and try to push up. DIMAGA, over here, we can see he's actually dropping a Baneling nest right now. So this is just, I don't know how well this is going to work out for DIMAGA. He is going to have to get in there and use these Banelings before the roaches become, gain too heavy of a presence here on this map today on Terminus. But you see, DIMAGA is scouting it out. He sees, alright, there's the expansion, knows what's going on with that. He may decide to put a little bit of pressure on it, I don't know. His Zergling speed is going to be done just a tiny bit before Stephano, but I don't think it's going to be such a big gap that it's going to make a substantial difference. Combine that with the fact that you're going to have the roaches here. Something that you do see a lot of players do, park roaches right here, like 2 or 3, or even a queen, and it keeps players from being able to run up the ramp like that. So that's just another thing that is really helpful early game to do with the roaches. You see he has indeed kind of cut that drone production a little bit there. So let's see, we got a couple roaches. Zergling speed is finishing up for Stephano as well. Looks like he is going to employ that wall. You know, one of the reasons that he's probably doing this is, again, like I mentioned in previous games, you'll see there's an Overlord train coming all the way from DIMAGA's base. So Stephano knows way ahead of time what's going to be coming at him. So he knows that a number of Zerglings are here. He hasn't actually, don't think he's been up into the base. No, he has not. So he doesn't know, unless the Banelings morphed right over here on the edge. I don't think that DIMAGA actually did that. But So he's probably expecting the Zerglings, maybe not the Banelings, I don't know. Either way, Roach position here, very solid. And now DIMAGA is actually going to be taking out the set of destructible debris that prevents access from the third base. I think that's a little interesting here. But we see Stephano just kind of holding his own right now. He doesn't want to overextend himself way out here and then be the victim of a Zergling run-by. Which we still do have those Banelings running around. Let's see, where are actually those Banelings? I don't see them. Okay, they're there, right there. So they're not doing anything completely serious, but there's DIMAGA actually realizing he does not want to be cut off the rest of his forces, so he is going to retreat back up towards the middle of the map. Notice that neither player has the watchtower just yet. Be pretty difficult to actually hold that. But now Stephano is content with the amount of roaches that he has. Look at the army size right now, 68 to 57. So DIMAGA up here, you can see he does have a few more drones. He's still trying to make a number of roaches himself. The question is, will it be enough in time? You just watch the unit composition here as we get ready to engage. Queen actually taking some of the early damage. DIMAGA feeling a few roaches, but look at all the Banelings just exploded way behind the line there. And now DIMAGA is forced to GG. He just does not have the army as a result of that attack to deal with it. You know, his income was good, but, you know, ultimately it just ended up that he was not able to hold off the roaches with the strategy that he employed. So there we go, folks. Game number 3. Let's go on to game number 4. Stephano could get another victory. Seal it there. Could go on to game number 5. I don't know. You just have to wait and find out.